Okay, geometry, welcome to my garage. Trying to do some video lessons out here, see how it goes. Today we're going to review the Pythagorean Theorem, start off with something we've already kind of seen a little bit and we've worked with on here, video 1, for our distance learning, and hopefully we can step into some new material after we're a little more comfortable with this process. But let's see how this goes. Pythagorean Theorem, hopefully you guys remember this. And you're saying to yourself, that has to do with right triangles being the triangles with those little right angle boxes down there, and then you had the a squared plus the b squared equals that c squared, right? Everybody can rattle that off, even if you're like 40 years old or 60 years old. Parents still know how to rattle that off, but most of them don't know what it means. We do. The important value, okay, is that C value, we have to identify that right away. It's over here by itself, so that's the longest side, or called the hypotenuse. That's always located across from the right angle. Boom, C value. Remember, this isn't trigonometry, this is Pythagorean Theorem. We'll do trigonometry probably next week, a little review. This stuff's on the SAT, so it's good to remember this. We haven't done it in a while, so we'll get that. Also, once you have the C value identified, you can identify the A and the B as the other two sides. Remember, those are called legs of the right triangle, and this was the hypotenuse. So that C value is very important. I can give a little asterisk or a star there saying identify that first. Once we have that, we plug those values into the Pythagorean Theorem and solve for the missing variable. They'll give you two of the sides and you'll have to find the third one. It might be missing the hypotenuse, you might be missing one of the legs. We should know how to solve for each of those. I'll give one of those each right now. You'll have a worksheet, just 8 quick problems on this to do by Thursday and show me to get full credit. I'll do 1 or 2 of them with you right now. Let's see, I'll start with number 1, why not, right? Good place to start. It's gonna look like this on your worksheet, where it gives you the 12 over here, it's gonna give you the 13 over here, and it's gonna say, what is that X value? Well, first of all, we'll notice that we're solving for a leg, okay? The leg here is the A or the B value. It doesn't matter which one's A or B, but it does matter that that 13 is the C value. So I'm gonna say C there, and then we can say A and B here. When I plug those into the Pythagorean Theorem, I get 12 squared plus, this is going to be x squared, equals that hypotenuse squared. So here's our equation, right? And we have a left side and a right side, and our variable is stuck over here with this 12 squared. So eventually, when I do this, I'm going to be moving that to the other side to get the x by itself. And that's the idea of solving for a leg. Let's do this. 12 squared is 144. Plus x squared equals 169. If you need a calculator, go ahead and grab your phone or a calculator or your computer, Chromebook, whatever, and do that. From here, we got to get this by itself. So I got to subtract the 144 from both sides. And I get x squared equals, and 169 minus 144 is 25. The variable is by itself, but it is still squared. I don't want x squared. I want to know what x is, what that length right there of that side, that leg of that right triangle. When I square root, right, square rooting cancels out squaring, leaving you with the x, and I take the actual square root on the right side. We know square root of 25 is 5, and that would be the final answer. This side length is 5, and that's nice because 5, 12, and 13 is that special triple Pythagorean triple, used a lot on the SAT. If you see a 12 and a 13, the short leg's the 5, they give you a 5 and a 12, the hypotenuse is 13. That's one of those Pythagorean triples, 3 whole numbers that create a right triangle. If you guys remember, the other more common one is 3, 4, 5. That's another Pythagorean triple, very common. And we could say, if we doubled it and made it a bigger triangle, 6, 8, and 10, multiply by 2 on each of those, or multiply by 3, 9, 12, 15. These are all Pythagorean triples. We could base this and double each of them, 24 and 26, or triple it, 15, 36, and 39, all Pythagorean triples based off of that first Pythagorean triple. So a little side note there, this is one of those special triangles that all 3 sides are whole numbers. We're not always going to get whole numbers. Sometimes we get decimal values. So let's take a look at one of those real quick, if you don't mind. If you're still here with me, I appreciate you. If you want to fast forward or rewind, you can. I'm going to throw another piece of paper up here. This is my high-tech garage instruction. This is what I'm working with. You guys know my kids are inside, or out in the neighborhood, and I'm trying to create some space so I can focus on you guys for a little while and get a lesson out to you. On your worksheet, we can look at number 3 or 4 real quick. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe I'll ask you guys to do one, but this is a little bit different, where the triangle is tilted or shifted or rotated a different way. And they give you, this is a decimal value of 11.9, this is a decimal value of 14.7. They say the X is up there. Start it the same way. So flipping over here, that C value, right? We need to make sure we identify that C value first, and it's across from the, wherever that right angle is, it's across from there. This time the right angle is up here, so a lot of people want to say that 11.9 is the hypotenuse, but it's not. Across from that right angle, that's that C value right there, and then whatever we want, A and B, for those other pieces. Now I take them and plug into, everybody can rattle it off, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's grab the a and the b, put them together with squares. And start to square these. 11.9 squared, I did it already, is 141.61. If you want to check your work, or check my work really, you can do that. And 14.7 squared is 216.09. And we have that same situation where the leg is what we're solving for, so we need to subtract 141.61 from both sides. And we end up with x squared over here, and we get 74.48 over there. Last step, square root, and you get x equals, I believe, 8.05 or 8.6, 8.5 something. 8.6 is the final answer here. We're rounding to 1 decimal place. That means that side right there, that leg we were looking for, would be from this point, that vertex to that vertex, that length of that side is 8.6 units. I don't know if they put miles or feet on your worksheet, but 8.6 compared to 11.9 from here to here, and 14.7 from there to there. Those are the 3 side lengths that create this triangle and make that right angle, or special numbers that can come together to make a triangle with a right angle. Real quick, down here, I'll do 1. This is number 2. Jumping back to number 2. Here's the right angle box, and you might notice this. Here's a 3, here's a 4. You might say Pythagorean triple and already know that that's going to be a 5. But this time, the hypotenuse is what we're solving for. So I'm going to say that's the C value, right? And that's the A, and that's the B. 4 squared plus 3 squared equals x squared. Now, could I make that A? 3 is A? Sure. Could I make that B? Sure. The important thing is that the missing piece, the side across from the right angle, is the hypotenuse, and that's the C value. And that's why it's over here by itself. Unlike the first 2 problems, we're solving for that x now. Like 4 squared is 16, plus 3 squared is 9, equals x squared. And you will notice we're not going to have to do that subtraction step because the variable is already by itself over there. We just need to bring these together, combine the 16 and the 9, getting 25, equaling x squared. And when I take the square root of 25 and the x squared, I'll get x equals 5. 5 is going to be in there, and that makes sense because 3, 4, 5, right? 3, 4, 5 is that Pythagorean triple we just kind of talked about. So that 5 makes sense as that hypotenuse. You're going to have a worksheet. You got to do 1 through 8 today, tomorrow, whenever, and get that done by Thursday so you can show me you did it. I'll expect to see the diagram drawn on your notebook. I'll expect to see this all plugged in, and then simplified, right? So show me the work. Don't just jump down and say, oh, the answer is 5 to number 3. Don't just say the answer is 8.6 to number 3. The answer is 5 to number 2. I did 1, 2, and 3 for you. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have 5 problems to do with the Pythagorean theorem. The next part of the worksheet jumps into identifying whether the triangles are right, acute, or obtuse. We've done that, but we'll do a little more of a review on that next week, and you'll have to do the rest of that worksheet. You guys know the answer key is at the end of that worksheet, so you can check your work. After you've done your work, check the later parts of that worksheet. It shows you the answers, but you got to fill in this work. Show me that you did the work to get credit. Don't just jump right to the answer on your notebook. You guys know the deal. Great to teach again. I miss it. I miss you guys, and I hope it's good to see me, and I hope I see you guys on Thursday in the Google Hangout meet. more information on that in Google Classroom. Please check, please come and get your credit for the 4th marking period. A lot of you noticed you might have zeros because I haven't seen you checking in the Google Hangout. So come to the video chat and collect some of those points and get your A or your B and finish strong. Thanks guys, see ya.